Well, all right, guys. Bart from Bicycle Rider YouTube, and I am getting ready to leave from my temporary office here in Nadines, France, and I'm going to do a 25+ mile ride up and around some little villages, and then up a mountain called the Salève, which is quite a climb. It's about 4,000 feet total elevation from where I'm at. Of course, I've got a new Garmin 1040 or 1050 or 1080. It's got some good mapping on it, but when you're not used to the roads in Europe, I see people that travel from Europe to the U.S. and they've got to ride our roads. So I'm doing the opposite, and it seems like these roads are fairly skinny with a lot of fast traffic to me, but I believe the Europeans are a little bit more used to, the cycling lifestyle. Although I'm going to try to use my Garmin to get me off the main roads and onto some of the country lanes. So anyway, I'm going to take you guys with me with the GoPro on my handlebars and show you some of what I get to see. And of course, look at this rue. This is one of the oldest streets in the village, and I think they call it I call it a lane. They call it a rue. And I do see some very bicycle friendly roads leading out of this little village, but once you get onto the main road, boy, it seems pretty busy to me. So I'm going to try to get off the road, use my Garmin, and find a route up to the top of the Salève. So you'll see a Biloxi boy that's used to sea level huffing and puffing. But, I'm riding the bike, my Specialized Diverge, which is really a gravel bike. I've got it set up with some 32 millimeter Roubaix tires, and I'm just, I'm not going out for pure speed today. I'm really going out for more of an adventure, and I'll pick up the pace as I get used to the elevation in the road. So come along with me on today's rides from Nadines. And I'll show you the way they spell it. Nadines, France, up and around the Salève, and back here. Should be an interesting loop. Let me see how I did on assembling this bicycle with limited tools. You guys stick with me, Bicycle Rider YouTube. All right. Well, this is riding out of my office. I'm going to take you through the little village here of Nadines, France, and I'm actually going to stop at there's a school up here, and it spells the name correctly. So there it is, Neydenes, Nadines, France. And look at this cool little road they've got going up here. Bicycle lanes on both sides, crosswalks. They've made this very, very friendly for walking and cycling. And this is in the US, like when we see a road like this, they say there's not enough room for a bicycle path, but look, they put a big wide walking path. The bicycles on both sides of the road. And even though we consider this a skinny road, they still put barriers in it to slow down the traffic even more. So I'm pretty proud of how France prioritizes the citizens and the vehicle traffic and just wait up for us a little bit. All right, well, this is the village, and getting ready to, I'm huffing and puffing already. I haven't even got out of the village, but I haven't been on my bike for a while. All right, well, right out of the box, I've got a 11% grade. I'm glad I brought a gravel bike that's got GRX 810 dual in the front and 11 in the back. So I think I'm gonna need every bit of this gear system here. Hi there, bonjour.
How are you?
I'm doing great, I'm doing great.
Nice.
Quite a
quite a climb. I'm at a 11% grade. All right, how you doing? Well, welcome. Oh, yeah, no. Bon courage. All right, well, I made it up one of the first climbs of the day. It was like a mile at 11 and 12%. And of course, I'm going 8 to 10 miles an hour. I just watch. Oh, there's a sign for our champs. That's where I'm going. So it looks like this is my road here. Take a left. Oh yeah, the Garmin's confirming it. Nice. Well, this is a little bit less traveled compared to that other road. All right. Well, this is what I get to see from the back of my office. Very cool. Beautiful. That's the city of Geneva down there. And ahead of me is where I'm going to go up. That is the Salève. All right, this is one of the pretty little villages here. Oh, how nice and beautiful. I feel my brakes are a little bit weird, but I told you I forgot brake locks, so I had to kind of lead my brakes with a butter knife. I can tell they're not exactly right, so I'm going to take it a little bit easy on some of this until I get used to it. But what a beautiful way to start a ride. This guy here is telling me that I've got looks like I've got a traffic circle here, and on the traffic circle, wow, people are polite. Oh, look up ahead of me. There's another hill. Well, I see a bike lane. Nice. All right, here we go. All right, so ahead of me is that rock face. I'm going to be going up and around that. Of course, on a paved road. I'm in Les Palmares right now. And I have a beautiful view of Lake Geneva down there. So here's some other cyclists here. I'll wave to them as I go by. All right, guys, how y'all doing? Look at this beautiful bike lane. Well, here's another beautiful little village here, heading towards our camp. Hi there. Then you can see they have nice slow traffic barriers here. It says 0.6 of a mile. I've got to take a left turn. So far, I like the Garmin. I got to get used to looking at the map because I never look at the map. But we're in the Borée, close to Delechamps, here in the Alps, base of the Alps of France, the French Alps. All right, guys, that Salève is looking taller and taller now. This is where I went hiking the other day, and there's a sign here about a big bike ride, but it looks like I got invited to go to Sardinia, Italy for a gravel race, so I'll be covering that. But I have one heck of a climb in front of me here, so I'm going to stop talking and start riding. But if I see something interesting, I'll take you guys with me. Well, all right, guys, I see a climb. 4 kilometers to the Col La Crusty. 720 meters. All I know is it's steep and beautiful. This is nice and shady, and that's what's nice about climbing below the tree line. Coming from Biloxi, Mississippi, I've learned to stay out of the direct sunlight. So as soon as you're above the high altitudes, boy, that's when it gets you. And this is high for me. All right, here we go, 4 kilometers. Looking forward to it. From a Biloxi boy from sea level. right, guys, 3 kilometers to go. And this is way better than Strava. Cold day could have set. Whew. All right, I'm in my stock gearing here, but I'm in my little chain ring in the front, big chain ring in the back. Spinning about 65 revolutions per minute, which is low for me. Tells me I could use a little bit more low range, which I would have never believed. But I am at 16% here. Wow, very nice. Well, all right, guys, it is sure tempting to pull over here and take a rest, but I'm gonna keep on rolling. We're like a 20% grade here. When I rode this, we drove it in the Fiat 500. I had to put the Fiat in first gear. All right, 2 kilometers to go. Woo! All right, here we go, guys. Taking you with me. All right, guys, 19% grade at 3,200 feet of elevation gain. So if you think you need to go remote to get some climbing, in France you don't. And really, I'm in pretty good shape. Someone that's not in that great of shape would really be struggling. Might as well. I think I'm going to showcase some of these little towns that aren't too far from the airport that you can have a great experience and not have to go too far off the beaten path. All right, guys, 1 kilometer to go. And it looks like it's flattening out. Haha, 11%. But after 19, 16, 17, 19%, woo! People love climbing. I probably will too again. Just not used to it yet. I guess a sense of accomplishment is why you like it. All right, how you doing? All right, hello. Here goes a couple cyclists coming down the road. I think most people go down this. All right. You can see they've got their wind jackets on. I didn't think about that. Wow. All right. I'm at 3,600 feet, 3,650. And another 14% climb here. Whew. All right, there's another cyclist climbing. And he's in his climbing gear too. I don't feel so bad. He looks like a local. I thought my bike was making noise, but he was breathing. All right, guys, La Creuset. I think I'm just about at the top up here, or at least an overview. I take a hard right after this. All right, guys, looks like up here there's an overlook, a little village. Wow, so cool. All right, we take it right here. All right. Whew. Quite a climb, huh?
Yeah, it's hard.
Well, it's hard. I thought my bike was making noise, but it was you coming. You know, the mind plays tricks with you.
It does make noise, yes.
Well, it was me. Yeah. So you're riding a BMC, nice.
Yes.
I used to sell BMC. I had a bike shop in Biloxi.
Oh, cool.
In Biloxi, Mississippi. BMC was a good brand. I have one. I have a ALR 4 at the house.
It's 4.
Yeah. It's a cool bike. My name's Bart, by the way. How you doing? I'm Bart.
I'm Tony.
Hey, Tony. Nice to meet you, man.
Where you from?
Biloxi, Mississippi.
All right.
Flatland. I'm not used to climbing.
I can see. So I need to get shoes.
Yeah. Well, all right, guys. I made it to the top of the Celev, and I found a trick. If you spin this wheel, water comes out of the. Look at that. So I filled up my water bottle and getting ready to climb some more. But that was a heck of a climb from a Flatlander. I see cyclists all over the place around here, up and down the mountains. So anyway, I think I need to go up a little bit further, which you can see there's the Alps, there's a restaurant, cyclists everywhere. I think I found my people. I'm going to take you guys with me on some more. Price Rider YouTube. If you like what we do here on this channel, and right now I'm trying to, you know, show some areas of France that you don't have to travel too far. If you're a Flatlander like me, if I tried to climb Alpe d'Huez or something, I don't know if I'd make it. Like I'm enjoying myself here. I just pushed myself about as hard as I wanted to, and I'm only 6 miles from where I'm staying. So about the same distance it takes me to get from Biloxi Bicycle Works to where I lived in Ocean Springs. That was 7 miles, but boy, this is a little bit different. 7 miles. Stick with me as I keep going up. Man, cyclists everywhere. Okay, there's the Foyer Norvège del Celev, 1,175 meters. And I'm going to continue the climb here because Garmin, I made a route on Garmin here, and it's telling me to go this way. So up and up I go. All right, guys, this route is beautiful. I don't know what I'm looking at here. I don't see Lake Geneva, and I don't see the little villages I'm staying at, but it's beautiful. It's nice and cool weather, beautiful surroundings, and I'm actually at my big chain ring again in the front. I'm not going downhill. I'm at a 5% grade, but it's very cool up here. Definitely don't need to go to Alpe d'Huez yet. This is plenty enough to keep my brain occupied. Although I'm riding solo right now, I'd like to ride with some friends. I'm sure I'll meet some. All right, riding my bike with a bunch of cows and mountains in the background. Woo! It's good for the, well, it's good for my head to get out and do this stuff. After a little bit of trauma in my life over the last few months, I think the bike shop's going to be all right without me, and I'm trying to learn that I'm going to be all right without it, because I get to actually get out here and ride my bike. It's absolutely beautiful. Health and fitness brings me happiness. I'm not subscribing it for everybody, but it sure works for me. All right, guys, I'm gonna buckle up for a little downhill action. All right, how you doing? All right, guys, looks like I get to go down the Col de Piston. I like the sound of that. Here we go. Oh yeah, look at it, starting a little downhill here. All right, so I get to go down some hills now. Boy, these Super Team wheels pick up some speed. Nice. I definitely got to do some tuning to my brakes a little bit. had me a little goo. And look, I found it in my bag. I'm hungry. Good thing I have some good food waiting for me back at the house. Or good ingredients, I should say. Hey, how you doing? Oh, look at that view. Nice. That is a beautiful view. Ooh, man, look at that. Wow. There's a lake over there too. That's not Lake Geneva, I don't think. All right, look at that. Beautiful view. Beautiful view. Well, guys, I was just out here riding my bike down the hill, down the mountain, and had to stop and look at this view and reflect on life for a few minutes. Like, things are changing for me in a good way. Sometimes you wonder why things happen the way they do. You know, I'm pretty sad about losing my bike shop, going into financial destruction. But right now I'm riding my bike and I'll worry about the rest later. Look at that view. That's the French Alps, I believe. All right, well, I'm starting to get hungry. I'm gonna ride back to the house and cook up some of the good food I picked up at the market this morning. Thanks for coming along with me, guys. Bart from Bicycle Rider YouTube. All right, what a beautiful descent. I can see why those guys bring a little wind jacket with them, but I'm having so much fun. I'm not gonna worry about if I'm a little bit chilly. We go break out into the sun, do some chicane turns here. Woo! So if you think you've got to go to some of the more known climbs in France to get some good riding, just know, right outside of Geneva, Switzerland, Nadine's France, our champs, the celeb is providing me with more brain candy than I know what to do with. Thanks for coming along. Alright, take a little corner here. I'm actually taking it kind of easy, just because I haven't done a lot of descents like this lately. Alright. Oh guys, look at that. Some kind of mansion up there. Looks pretty fancy. I don't know what it is, but it's a nice big place with a beautiful view. Pretty cool. You never know what you're gonna see on a bike ride. Woo! I tell you what, 50 miles an hour on a bike, it's pretty exhilarating. Hitting these at 70 kilometers an hour. I tell you what, 50 mile an hour is pretty thrilling. And I'm sure as I spend more time up here, I'll probably go a little faster. But right now, this is fast enough. Plus, I really need to get my bike by a bike shop and use some tools to bleed my brakes. Oh, look at this, I'm coming right back into town. How cool. Alright, I'm going to slow down a little bit here. Hi there, how you doing? See, that's what's cool about cycling local like this, is if I needed some help from citizen or something to eat, something to drink. I'm not way off in the tundra somewhere. So this is just right in town. I'm gonna get to know this area much better. But so far I'm very impressed. And of course I'd like to do some of the name climbs that you hear about, but I think for normal citizens, for mortals, like, this is kind of enough to handle. All right, guys, well, that was quite thrilling. I really need to check my bike and get some tools to really get my brakes. I mean, I was going 50 mile an hour down that. And of course, I'm not used to that. That's probably pretty common for these locals, but I'm not used to doing 50 mile an hour down a hill and having to grab my brakes. Hey, I like the disc brakes though. Back when I lived in Colorado, we didn't have disc brakes. That was nice, having disc brakes. So anyway, I got to hit the road here and head back the other way to town. So it's kind of cool doing some unfamiliar routes. But then again, I don't want to be caught on the wrong sides of traffic either. But with as many cyclists as I see around here, the cars are probably used to it. So I'm going to keep on rolling with this. We're going to get back to Nadine's France here in a little bit. Alright guys, I am back to the little village here of Nadine's France. So that was a thrilling ride. Very nice. Alright guys, well that was a ride from Nadine's France, where I started. We looped around the Salève and then back into Nadine. So what a cool ride. I'm glad you guys came with me. That was the first time of many for me, because where I'm staying is just right around the corner from here. So that's my new neighborhood ride. Bart from Bryce Ride YouTube. Thanks for sticking with me. If you like what I do, subscribe and like the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, it helps me out. So I'm going to throw this little video out for you guys, and I highly suggest that you, you know, if you're coming into France, you want to try to do some cycling around France, don't go straight to the big cols like that you see on the Tour de France. You're just going to get destroyed. Like what I did, climbing that Salève was enough for me, and I'm a fairly accomplished cyclist. So try some of the smaller, maybe less known cycle routes. Let me help you with that. So I'm gonna be playing around Geneva, Switzerland, and some of the base of the Swiss Alps here, and I'll find some good rides for us to do. So there's a cool little campground right here in Nadine's France I'm going to showcase too. So just know some of the things that you see, maybe the pro cyclists do, and you think you can go out there and do it and enjoy yourself, you're just going to get destroyed. So come do some of these smaller rides with me. We'll find a cool coffee shop afterwards, a cool bakery, and enjoy ourselves. Bart from Bryce Ride YouTube. Thanks for coming along. All right, well guys, thanks for coming with me on my ride to do the Salève right here out of Nadine's France. It was definitely a cool ride. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did too. I could tell that
the climbing was something I'm not used to, but it felt good to do it. And you guys heard me. I wasn't complaining at all. It's just it's tough, you know. And I'm used to some flat land, some rollers. After growing up in Colorado, I didn't always want to go straight up and straight down. Today I went straight up and straight down, but it was interesting. It was beautiful. Thanks for coming with me. We'll do much more of that. Like I said, this is Bart from Bicycle Rider YouTube, and we're outside of Nadine's, France, showcasing cycling lifestyles all over the world. And here in this part of France, it's an amazing cycling culture that's maybe not known, and that's what I want my channel to do, is showcase cycling cultures of little known places. And Nadine's France is not known on the map for a cycling paradise, but boy, I see a lot of potential and a lot of cyclists. So, Bart from Bicycle Rider YouTube, over and out for now. Thanks for coming with me.